because it was a good game. It was. I was really enjoying watching it. So.
Yeah, to be honest, it was a great game at the end, though.
Yeah, it was very intense. I could see that you guys were way into it. So I was like, oh, this is fun. But no, my daughter was just like, nope, let's go home. I'm tired. Like, I got an hour and a half, so I figured that's a win. All right, John, you ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go, man.
All right, cool. I'll make us live here, and we'll get going. All right, going live. Cool. Let me just double check so I get the live feed on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm just what's it called? Refreshing my page here just to check.
Okay, we're live on Facebook. Cool.
Refreshing my page here just to check.
Okay, we're live on Facebook.
Yeah, looks like
cool.
Refreshing my page here just to check.
Okay, we're live on Facebook. Yeah, you gotta turn it off.
What's happening?
I think that's it. That's the record of yours that was going there. I was getting that. It was making funky sounds.
I think
we're okay now.
I didn't have any volume on though, so I don't know.
All right. I don't know what that was, but we're all right. Anyway. Maybe it's Panda over there. He's breathing now, so
he's sampling our voices for a set. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ball Caps and Bagpipes. This is the season 3 finale. Tonight, my name is John Mckellar. I'm with the Glasgow Comets.
Only tonight, your name is John Mckellar. He said tonight, my name is John Mckellar. So I didn't know you go by other names.
Well, I mean, I'm just introducing myself.
Well, I go by Jason Derr all the time. I'm the former league president and Edinburgh Canada. So long time player, first time caller, right?
It's really good to be back on the show with you this week, Jason. Miss chatting with you every week, and we've got a great show tonight to close out season 3 with. We're joined tonight by a long-time Edinburgh Giant and current double trophy winning, as it happens, Edinburgh Diamond Devil, Panda Alexander. Say hello, Panda.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey man, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Obviously, this past weekend, you guys pulled off quite a triumph. We're going to go into that very shortly. But first off, Jason, I want to get your perspective as an outsider now. You did manage to catch a brief part of the Caledonia Classic playoffs. How did you find the baseball being played? Was it at the level you would expect at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. It was really well played. It was crisp. There wasn't a whole lot of errors being made. It was, solid pitching, solid hitting. I was really amazed that I'm back from the day where you had a pitcher would go 9 innings or more, and there was guys that came in relief and kept the scores low. So all in all, I thought it was a fantastic way to end the season. And I think having that split level really made a difference there, as you really could have the best on the field. And I was amazed by even who was in right field those days. It was high quality players all around, and it was great to see. Really pleased with the way the season went.
Tremendous, man. And like we've touched on, this past Sunday, the Edinburgh Diamond Devils, they faced the Edinburgh Cannons Euro Mob in the Caledonia Classic final. It ended 8-5 Devils, which, given that they were also National League champions, makes them just the second team in Scottish baseball history to win the double. The League and Cup double was won. And let's turn to our guest Panda for a bit of a recap on the game itself. 8-5, I believe, was the final score this past Sunday. How did the game go, Panda? I know at one point you guys were trailing, and you guys were able to rally late and get that win to complete the double this year. Talk us through the game and how you guys felt.
Well, guys, we knew it was going to be a very close game because we've been facing I played the 2 first game with Cannons, and after that, that's when I swapped to the Devils. But when I played with the first time with the Devils, it was a very close game. It finished 3-2. And we knew this time it's going to be very close because everybody have every player available to play. And you can see even before the game, the tension was in the field because nobody was talking too much. Everybody was, warming up, stretching up, just go over the tactic, what we're going to be doing and all that. And as soon as the game started, you could see the nerve of everybody because, it's a cup final. So both teams want to win badly. The first couple of innings, to be honest, the Canoes, they just jump into it all. And, we were like, what's going on? Hey, they're playing our game. This is not us. But after that, there was a very inspiration word from Leo, Leo, Alfredo, Ivan, Juan, and everybody in the team, we need to step up and, you just play the game we've been playing every season. And that's exactly what we did. And after that, we start coming back and you could see that we actually starting to get into the game more. And by that time, the Canoes kind of feel like what's going on now because it was their time to kind of trying to get back in shape again. But we had the momentum by that time. So we just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And it was a really, really close game with really good plays around, Miguel on the shortstop, he stopped a ball going straight to the center field. He nearly hurt himself, but glad he's all right. And, and I think everybody was concentrating what they need to be done, to go through the game. And as a team, every inning we're trying to encourage each other to, to do better. And, just give it those little tips and, minimum stuff that we could do that we know will change everything. So we talk to each other, we can do this or we can do that, we can try this. We all the time communicate with each other to see how we kind of bounce as a team, as a group, just to try to get to the line, exactly where we want to be. And that's exactly what we did.
Great. I was at the game. I got to watch a little bit there. And I know the Cannons jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. And I believe it was 4-2 Cannons at one point. What would you say was the changing point of the game there that really kind of put you guys in the driver's seat to take on over?
I think it's like I say, it was encouragement word from the captain, Juan, Leo. And, it's like I say, we've been playing a ball game all season. We couldn't change that. And the thing is, on the first 2 innings, we were a bit quiet, but the usual standard that we are. But after that, we start making a bit more noise and encourage people and pushing everybody. And I think that's where the momentum swapped to the other side, which actually the Canoes have it on the first 2 innings. But after that, we just keep pushing that, everybody was like, what we need to do. I said, no, we keep pushing because it's not done until it's done. And we knew it's going to be a close game because, since the start of the season, everybody have the Canoes as favorites. They have great players and, we got Alfredo coming back to the league again. And, it was kind of okay, this is going to be like a 50-50 now. But, at the end of the day, we as a group, as a Edinburgh teams, I think we did pretty good on the season, coming first and second. And, we keep pushing each other until, next year and see what happens. But we're going to keep pushing each other to see, make everything to be better now.
Great. So I was going to say, if you had to pick an MVP for your team, who would it be?
Oof.
All right. How about maybe 2? Because there's probably a few of them there.
No, to be honest, as an MVP, I would say it's a lot of guys to pick up from, because I think everybody do the job. As an individual, I'm not going to put myself forward to it because I didn't do very good, But I think Kyle pitched a really, really good this season. And, you go Leo, who was controlling him, catching. It's a lot of players though, you cannot just pinpoint just only one. Because even, Ivan was on the shortstop, he was very good at it. Dan, he was playing no bad too. So, it's as a group, as a team, it's quite hard, seeing exactly how the season starts and how it ends. I think they have only one loss, and I think it was against the Galaxy or the Comets. No, I think it was the Comets with the last one.
It was early in the season. I think it was probably second or third week of the year, and then the Comets did manage to get that 1 win off the Devils. Yeah, I think that was the only loss for sure. Yeah, by
Yeah, the only loss.
season. It was a tremendous season by you guys. Now you've touched on something a bit ago that I want to expand a wee bit on. It was in Edinburgh 1-2 this year. The Devils obviously winning the league title. The Cannons, after a very close fought last stretch, made it into the second spot and got that second seed, which obviously served them well going into the cup, given that they were able to then get into the final. How important was it over at Bobby Thompson Field this year in preparation for this season and throughout the season? How important was it for you guys to bring that title back to Edinburgh after a few years of the Galaxy winning it?
I think, as you know, like I remember the days when I was at the Giants, and I saw the guys from Glasgow. Like I'm talking about like 4 or 5 years ago, you know, and I knew you guys were getting better and better, you know. And after that, took a break because I have a baby girl and all that, but I knew you guys going to be getting in there. But I think this year, you know, because we don't have the Giants anymore, it's kind of like, you know, make the both team very strong. And I think it's very good because it's a lot of competition. So, you know, it's not like everybody could just jump in a team just like that. You know, you just need to fight for your place and, you know, continue do well for the team. I mean, you know, like you have seen the development games too, you know, like the Devils, they just basically just kind of run away with it because they were playing, and we just kind of encourage our guys to do better every time with training and all that. But I think it was like I say, it's mostly about, you know, like as a unit, as a team, because I mean, you know, like Paul been saying for the last couple of weeks that, you know, we've been drinking quite a bit after games, but we call it team bonding. You know, we like to chat and see what over the games, you know, what we did right, what we did wrong. So next week we need to do a bit better, if you know what I mean. So in training we work on central stuff that we want to do. But I think it's just it's mostly about the team as a unit. I think everybody just put, you know, anything just to push forward and, you know, looking forward to next season and see what happens next.
Now you mentioned next season, and moving on to 2022, who do you see as the biggest danger to your title as you obviously get set to defend it? I mean, fingers crossed, hopefully we're going to potentially get a full season of games in next year rather than the truncated one that we've had. And obviously an expansion of single A and whatever changes Paul wants to make to that element of the game. Who do you guys see as your biggest competition in the Scottish National League from next season?
I think the Cannons still, though, because I know they're going to push it to the limits again. I mean, as I said, you know, they have a really strong team. You know, we have a very strong team. I don't know, Glasgow, you know, you guys are missing a few guys here and there. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with our team. Tapers, you know, if they get a couple of guys, I know they're going to be there, but I think Cannons are going to be the one to watch next year. But, you know, we just need to keep fighting and, you know, just keep the championship with us for as long as I'm playing. So,
you know, I think you're right. I think it's going to be a very even field next year. I think all 5 teams have their own strength, and, you know, it's hard to say who comes back next year. But if you go by the rosters at the end of the season, there, like you look at any of those teams and go, any one of these teams can win on any given day. You know, it's going to be a really interesting season.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you saw the Tapers, you know, they haven't won the whole season, and the last 2-3 games they actually bring it up, and I'm like, okay, this is a very different Taper now. So like I say, you know, it's a couple players over there and here and there, and they will be there around. But I think, you know, I think the Cannons are going to be pushing really hard next year. You know, it's not going to be easy for anybody. So we just need to keep pushing each other as hard as we can. You know, it's made the best team win at the end of the day. But, you know, looking forward to next season already.
All right. So we've got a shout out from Saeed here. He says we wanted to give you a shout out for your speakers for every game, bringing the fire and music. So the question is here, though, if there was a dance on the Devils, who would win the dance off?
Ooh. It's a good. I'll play a good dancers over there, but I would put my money on to win it.
Right.
On Leo. One of the things I'm going to do, I can tell you that. And the DJ, I don't dance. Those are my rules.
I guess we'll find out when we have the end of the year awards show. We'll have a dance off there. You could DJ it, and we'll put those guys in a competition to see who wins.
Yeah. That would be the first one on the line over there then.
Cool. Yeah, a big shout out to Paul for putting together the video package yesterday or on Sunday. It was really cool to see the live stream. I know we shared by a lot of people, and it had a lot of people comment they really enjoyed watching it there. Hopefully next time we can sit there together and comment through the whole thing there. I was chasing my girl around the whole time, so I couldn't get as much commentary as I wanted. So
yeah, I also want to touch on a comment by Nick Clark. He says that Kyle should be the MVP of the Devils. I think that Kyle should be considered the runaway MVP of the league as a whole. So I definitely agree with Nick right there. Also want to Leo's dog would win it, apparently, according to Dog Convoy.
Well, it's true what Dad is saying. You know, Alfredo was dancing from third to home the last time, so he could be on the dance off too. There you go. You got 3 over there on the line.
all I can say is the award show is going to be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
If we look back then on the 2021 season, Panda, it was obviously shortened by the pandemic. It was great to finally play some proper baseball. You guys have swept the board with the National League and the Cup. Looking back, what's your one result of the season? What's the game of the season for you, in your opinion? And what was the game that really turned you guys from a contender into the champions?
I think the game of the season, I think that was the one we played against the Cannons again. The game was finished 3-2, and it was a very close one. You know, Harry was on the mound for the Cannons, and Kai was on the mound for the Devils, and it was a very close game. And as a contender, I just don't really know, to be honest. I think because I joined the Devils, I think they have like 4 games already on hand. But I think since I've been there, like I said, you know, we push each other quite hard. It's just to be better. So I think as a contender, I don't know, but as a unit, I think we all did what we needed to be done. You know, I don't think so it's gonna be like, you know, this game or the other game, because I don't think so. It's that as a unit. And I think the comment on my head was the one with the Galaxy, because we were playing that one 8-3 at the bottom of the 7, and I knew we could have come back. You know, I say to the guys, you know, like, it's not done until it's done, you know. And after that, that's when the pitchers go, you know, be like, you know, nervous or something. And I think that was quite a turnaround. And I mean, you know, I said to the guys, you know, we've never been behind. So, you know, since I've been there, we've never been behind. I think that was the first time we've been behind on a score sheet. And after that, you know, like, we just keep pushing. Like I said, you know, we never give up. We keep pushing to each other and to encourage, you know, like, you know, you need to take pitch by pitch and make sure you make contact, get on base, you know. And after that, we just figured it out what we're going to do after that. But I think, like I say, as a team, I think everybody was pushing everywhere, you know, to be honest. Nobody wanted to be sat on the bench. Everybody wanted to go to playing. So.
Excellent, man. I think the only conclusion we can draw from this is that the arrival of Panda is what turned the Devils from a contender into the team that won it all. If you've come along a few games in, you must have been the missing ingredient. You're the straw that stirs the drink.
No, you know, I just, like I said, you know, I wanted to keep playing though. You know, I supposed to be back last year, but as the pandemic happens.
Yeah.
So I say at least I got like 3 or 4 years on my legs, and after that I will retire. You know, that's my idea now. You know, I need to talk to Jason about this Hall of Fame stuff, because I need to be there too. All right, I've not been playing baseball since yesterday. I've been there since, I don't know, 2012, 2013, something like that. So I need to be there, you know. Somewhere I need to be.
Jason and Wilfie must be getting lonely in that Hall of Fame. Must be getting terrible every day. I mean, especially having to put up with Wilfie all day, every day.
I love Wolfie. I'll play with Wolfie all day long. So no problem with Wolfie.
And I mean, you know, to be honest, Wolfie been having such very good games on pie and on the field. It's very helpful. You know, I need to be a shout out to that guy, because by the age he is, he all the time around the field and helping here and there. And I mean, you know, I know that Mickey trying to kill him last time, but, you know, I'm glad that he's well.
Absolutely. Yeah, Wolfie is a baseball Scotland legend in the purest sense. Let's talk a bit more about you, Panda, and dive a wee bit more into your story. First off, let's start from the beginning, like we always do. Where did you come from originally, and when and how did you become involved with baseball originally?
I'm come from Venezuela. I've been involved with baseball since I was like 4 or 5 years old, you know. I never stopped playing baseball, you know, it's baseball or basketball down back home. And I used to play quite a lot with my brother. And, you know, every time we do something, we do it together. But, you know, he went more into basketball and I went into more into baseball. So we kind of like separate, but since I was a kid, I've been playing baseball nonstop. Suddenly I moved here and about 18 years ago, and I didn't know there were a baseball league over here. So I started playing basketball, you know, go back to what I knew. And after that, suddenly one of my friends said to me, no, they have baseball over here. I was like, nah, they don't. And suddenly that's when I just went down, and I think there was a Devil's Cannon game. And that's when I met Jason and I met Brett and all the guys, you know, the golden era. That's what I call it, the golden era. And I was interested on it, you know, and I remember the first time I was on the bench, and I remember Jason was working like, can you play? I said, yes, you know, what players you want to play? Anywhere you put me. And suddenly he put me in the first base. And I don't know what he was thinking about me, but the only thing I know is, you know, I need to give 100% because this is how I play, you know, no matter what I do, I need to be 100%. And suddenly, you know, I made the first base mine. You know, I was catching for the Giants for quite a while, but I love playing baseball since I was a kid. So I never stopped. You know, it's a big thing back home. So it's no football over there. I can tell you that.
So what position did you play growing up as a kid in Venezuela?
When I was in Venezuela, mostly I was playing third base and second base, but it's just because they don't teach you only one base, you know, they teach you around. So if you needed to be filling a hole, you just fill it and that's it. But mostly I was a third base back then. But, you know, as soon as you get older, you start getting shorter to the first base, so you don't move too much like me. So, but yes, you know, that's what I like most down there. I can see that learning back home is a way different when I see people learning over here, because we don't learn like I want to be a pitcher or I want to be a catcher. They just teach you everything, and whatever you feel comfortable with, you just pick it up. And sometimes on training, they say, you know, you go to the center field because we don't have a guy on the center field, so you just need to go and cover it. And I think as a whole player, you know, like you need to be complete just to play every position that your manager asks you for, because if not, you know, you're going to be on the bench for quite a long time. So I move quite a lot around there.
Yeah, so whatever gets you in the lineup, gets you as you're happy with, you know, I'll play anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I didn't enjoy much catching, but when I was a Giant, actually, I did enjoy that because I controlled the game. Well, I was trying to control Kyle at the time, but you know, I quite like it because you can see the whole game differently. And I like that because I don't know. Well, you guys see me every time I'm playing. You know, I'm the loudest one on the field, plus Ivan, so they make two of us. So you know, we're trying to encourage and just keep pushing all the time, because since I was a little kid, you know, like every time you go, my mom, you know, some of my friends, they come to see me play, and it's noise everywhere, and you don't know where they're shouting for. So you just, I think it's that for me, and people keep pushing and pushing, and that's what I say to the guys, you know, like I like to be loud, I like to be, you know, make sure that everybody is on their feet when the ball comes and all that. It's something that I never forgot about baseball when I was learning.
John, you can ask a question there.
Well,
yeah, so what I was going to ask is when you talk about the kind of, you are the kind of the loudest guy at the field, and obviously with you being a catcher, like you mentioned, you control the game. We've also discussed in the past some of Kyle's quirks as a pitcher and as a player in general. How do you control Kyle as a catcher? Was there any way in particular that you would approach that you kind of drew from your time in Venezuela to do that?
No, I mean, you know, like I always learn, you know, like no matter if the pitcher is doing well or bad, you always need to try to go down and calm him down, you know, just tell him, listen, it's a long game. We just gotta just concentrate what you need to do and just throw what I say. That's it. No more than that. Yeah. Because sometimes, you know, you get some pitchers, they just start checking the head. I'm like, I'm telling you to give me this. I mean, you know, it's mostly trying to encourage them, because I mean, I'm a catcher, I'm not a pitcher. I don't know what they're going to the head. After somebody's been hitting so much out of you, I'm thinking, like they probably think like, oh, if I throw another one, they're gonna hit me again. So I'm trying just like to calm him down for a bit and just like let's go on with the game. Like I think it happens. I think it was the game with the Galaxy when he was pitching. I was like, hey, you've been pitching like that all season. Don't worry about it. You just keep going. You go a bunch of guys behind you that whatever comes, we're trying to deal with it. Or just giving encouragement mostly. And he listened, and he had a really, really good season this year. So hopefully next year he come with another one. But he's a good guy.
Have you seen anything in Kyle change this season that's led to that great season he's had? We've discussed Kyle on the podcast before this season and how much of a more mature player he appears to have been this year. Have you noticed anything in particular that points towards that?
Yeah, I think he's more mature now. I think, like we say, we get into that age, like we cannot be old, I cannot throw 90 miles an hour or anything like that. I think he's more mature. He knows what he needs to throw. He knows his opponent now. And I think it's just telling him, like, just come down, take your time, and get back to it, It's just like a job, just go all the time, every time you do that. And I mean, he listened quite a lot this year. And I think as a game, as a unit, like we talk to him before games, after games, during the week, what we're going to be doing and all that, and he just been listening, and he knows that what he go behind him, he got a very good defense. So he's making more aware that he can pitch whatever he can. So we can do whatever hits, we need to try to deal with it because, it's our job now because your job is done. So it's kind of like working as a team.
That's interesting. It's good you can actually wrangle him this year and actually help him focus because we know how difficult Kyle can be at times.
Eccentric, I would call him, not difficult.
You gotta be posh. You gotta be posh to be eccentric. You can't be eccentric.
Okay, let's go with peculiar then. We'll go with
peculiar. Okay.
Now, Panda, back to you. Obviously, you were a mainstay of the Giants for several years. The beginning of last year, obviously, we got the unfortunate announcement that the Giants were going to be folding. They haven't returned this year. First off, I want to talk about, obviously, how you feel about that. But before we do, talk to me about some of your memories as a Giants player. What are some of your favourite things that stand out to you from your time playing in the Orange?
No, I wasn't playing in the Orange. I was playing on the greens.
Yeah.
The green ones. I think at the start, we knew exactly, I think it was Jason who started, saying like, we're going to build another team because a lot of people. And I was like, you want to get in charge? I was like, yeah, that's fine. I tried to do my best. And, like many people think, like being a manager is just sit down there and do the live note and that's it. But you get a lot of work behind the scene. You remember when I used to call Alex Ness like on a Saturday, I was like, you need to be there at 1 and he just showed up 2. So, it's kind of like hard work. But to be honest, with a bunch of guys I was playing over there, I was having fun at the end of the day. I think the first season it was, we never won a game the first season. I remember that. And after that, that's when I went out scouting myself people outside the club. That's when I brought Rafael, Eloy, Melvin. I was like, no, I need to bring my guys to start playing here. The second season, it was great. We were doing good. And after that, we go the Canadian Nick. We go the big South African guy, and I forgot his name, that he was used to bat with a 35. And I mean, we were getting better and better. But by that time, like Cannons and Devils, they have a really strong team, both of them. So it was kind of hard trying to catch up. And after that, I think I left. When I came back, I wanted to be a Giant, but that's when the news, broke, like, they're not going to come back. I said, okay, it's cool. I just wanted to play, because I'm like, I'm not getting any younger. I need to keep myself playing. I don't know for how long I'm going to keep it. And that's when I got the chance to join the Cannons, which I did. It was fine. It was great. But, at the end of the day, some step change over there and I moved to the Devils. And, the end result is, I'm playing the whole season with the Devils now. And, I feel good, to be honest. I know it's like people say jumping, from one shift to another, but I just wanted to play. You know, I'm not a 22-year-old who can just wait. I just like 39-year-old man that just nearly 40 now, you know. But with the Giants, I think it was mostly the guys I was hanging around with. You know, they take the game seriously, but not too seriously. They were enjoying what they were doing. But I mean, you know, it was great. I don't want to lie to you. I love the guys, you know, for now, Mickey and all the guys, you know, I play now with Mickey, but it was great to know me these guys and, you know, be a manager for a bit, but it wasn't an easy task. I'm glad I don't do that anymore.
There were some wild guys in your team that you probably saw when you were DJing and remind them that the game started early.
Yes, I used to be working at nighttime and I say like, you know, like, what are you guys doing over here? I said, where you working? I said, I'm working, you guys are partying. So that's a different. I'm not drinking, you guys are drinking. And the next day on a Monday, everybody's hangover. I'm like, oh God. But I kind of say no to that because I was in a nightclub. You know, the only difference is that I wasn't drinking, but they were. I was like, I can't say anything to them. But the thing, even like that, they're still playing 100%. I was like, you know, if you don't give me 100%, I'm going to put you on the bench straight away. But, you know, but they did the job there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I quite liked it, but it was wild. You know, like nights out with the Giants, it was something else. You know, I saw Nick didn't know where he was. And, I remember that he was calling a taxi. He didn't even know where his, you know, address was. I was like, hey, that's not good. So we need to go through his phone to see, you know, like who was the last random person. He goes like, do you know Nick? Yes, we're going to send it to your house. That's how bad he was then. I never forget the night.
So is there going to be a Devils night like this then? You know, you guys won the doubles. So now, is there going to be a wild party night for the Devils?
Hey, you know, I say to them, you know, like to all the Devils, I know they're probably watching, but I say to them, I will arrange that. You know, I have a chat with them, you know, I said, you know, like we can go for some drink, for some food, and after that some drinks, and after that we'll step it up a bit if you want to. But, you know, like I put like, you know, like Las Iguanas in Georgetown is a Latin American restaurant. And, you know, there were one guy specifically, Dan, he's like, oh, obviously you need to be a Latin American. Like, come on, man. I know your culture. You need to know us. You're playing with a lot of Latinos now. So you need to, you know, you need to get into the thing with all of us. And he's like, well, I may be there. But yes, you know, I'm getting ready for a couple of weeks because I don't know what's going on, because I think Paul was saying about an all-star game in Glasgow or Dundee. I don't know what's going on. So the party still.
It's on hold for the moment. Yes, I think.
Hold at the moment, but I'm moving behind the scenes. Don't worry about it.
Waiting for Flag Day. Panda, I want to ask, as a guy who's played quite a long time, and obviously you've mentioned that you've played baseball more or less your whole life, and you've also managed. What advice would you have for anyone who is coming into the game, who, you know, has come over from a Latin American country or even from Europe or the United States? What piece of advice would you give to them about playing in Scotland? And what advice would you also give to anyone in baseball Scotland who maybe might be coming towards the end of their playing career or might want to transition more into the coaching or management side of things?
I think the first thing is, you know, you need to enjoy yourself over there, to be honest. You don't need to be coming and, you know, thinking that you know it all, because as we're progressing, we're still, you know, learning. You know, I think I have a conversation with Tom when we were on the first base. You know, like it's a person who, as soon as you start moving position, you start learning them. And I think, you know, you need to listen what people have to say quite a lot. Because, I mean, you know, like I say, you know, I'm not getting any younger. And somebody said to me, you know, why don't you do this and that? And I try to listen and apply it. If it works for me, fine. If it doesn't, okay, I just continue with what I was doing. But I think it's mostly, you know, trying to listen what everybody say and just enjoy it. Don't take it too seriously, to be honest, because you're gonna be like having white hair and everything. So I prefer just to enjoy it and have fun and, you know, just play. You know, look at me. You know, I'm just playing the music every Sunday and I just like I'm having a party over there with the guys.
Okay, and what about, so on the management side of things then, what advice would you give to someone who wants to give management a go in Baseball Scotland?
I think management, Ooh, that's a big tough one too, because I mean, I have quite good manager when I was playing, and I know that Juan is quite strict though. He's we're calling him Comandante. He's quite strict for what he wants to do. And I think it's, you just need to listen. Like it's not about you. I think it's about the team. It's no matter what you do. You just bring it to the team. So it's not. I know that you're very good at shortstop, but if I want to move you to the third base, you just need to do what I say. I just take it as an advantage because like that you learn something about another position and trying to do better for the team. It's just sacrificing here and there, but I think mostly, it's trying to understand and, talk to the guys, in a way that they don't feel offended or anything like that, but, trying to teach them, little bits and pieces and they can actually take over, for the future.
Now, speaking of the future, Panda, you've mentioned that you were pretty much close to retirement, but you've played a full season. You say you're feeling good, and you've obviously been productive. You've won 2 trophies this season. What does the future hold for you in baseball? Are you going to play more years? Will you manage again someday? What are your plans from now on?
Well, the future, well, we just don't know, to be honest. But I say a couple more years, I would keep pushing and say, where my legs take me to be honest. Like the off season, I want to try to work out because, I'm not a very skinny guy. I'm a heavy guy trying to run, and it's kind of funny because, and it's kind of like looking at me on a slow motion. But I think I will keep playing until my legs say it's enough. Because I mean, like if they keep going, I keep going. I think this year what helped me quite a lot because I was going only to training on a Wednesday because I got my daughter on a Friday, so I can't go on a Friday. But I was playing softball between Tuesdays and Thursday, so I was taking softball as my training session and then go to baseball after that. But yes, I think.
Sorry, did you feel that softball helped then the transition from baseball to softball training?
Well, it did mostly. Well, I think on softball, I think I was the fastest man there because the bases are shorter. So, any hit is a double, so you count on that. No, but I think it's just because with this pandemic stuff, you've been working from home, you barely go out. And I think the baseball just helped me just to get out of the house for the bed. It's the same with the softball. But I think it's, like I need to look after that because, my swing this year in baseball wasn't great. So I'm thinking about just quitting softball for a bit. I'll go back when I just retire from baseball. So I don't know what to do now.
You can always try batting left-handed so it doesn't mess up your right-handed swing.
Well, I might try that, but I'm not good at that. But, I might try, but, it's just like, exactly because the softball, you see the balls just coming like a big watermelons and you just want to hit it so hard. With baseball, it's about timing, and I'm just not on that time at all. I was like, I need to be better at that. So I think I'm just gonna be working in the off season and with the guys and see what we're taking from next year. So, like I say, looking forward for next season already.
Any particular expectations for both yourself and the team next year, or are you looking for business as usual, the same again?
No, I think next season it will be great again. I think it's a lot of the guys for the development team. They're going to step up to the AAA team because I can see a lot of change on the guys over there. And we just go business as usual. I think the thing is we need to try to work more with the development guys and bring it into the games and all that. But I think next year it's going to be business as usual. We need to be strong from the start of the season to the end. And I think next season is going to be a bit more challenging because people will be allowed to travel and go on holidays and all that. So it's a lot to do with lineups and who is available, who is not available. So it's going to be a crazy season next one, but you never know.
You make a great point there actually about you've got that kind of, on the one hand, we're going to have a full season unless something major happens finally again. But like you quite rightly point out. And I guess that comes into management as well. There's going to be more likelihood of people going off on holidays or missing time for other reasons with travel opening up more. So that's a really great point about that. Actually, yeah, like next season's going to be really interesting to see who has the stamina and who has the depth as well to get through a full season of like normal baseball, normal by Scottish standards anyway, baseball. I just have one last question I wanted to ask, Panda. In your opinion, who is the greatest Venezuelan baseball player ever?
Ooh. Oh, so many of them. Well, the one I know is Omar Vizquel, the shortstop. I think he's one of the greatest shortstop I ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
He used to do stuff that I never thought could have done. I think he was amazing. You know, that's when I was growing up. That's the guy I was looking into. You know, at the moment you go like Miguel Cabrera and all those guys, but I think Omar Vizquel on the shortstop, he was a beast. You know, and then you know he was playing for my team. So hello, I need to play for that guy.
He was playing for my team as well. So.
He did. But you know, it's just strange because I think he started his career with the Leones, I think, when he was 18, 19 years old, you know, playing professional baseball over there. I was like, well, he's pretty good, but suddenly he just took it to another level. And, you know, I love to see sometimes some of the videos, the play that he used to make. I was like, that. I wish I could be that skinny and be that fast, but never going to happen.
yeah, maybe 25 years ago I could have maybe touched that, but not now. Yeah, I think personally I would go Miguel Cabrera. You have to give it, I think, to him with the triple crown and all the home runs, and just how consistent he's managed to stay. But yeah, you're right.
You have Salvador Perez this year, though. You go Salvador Perez this year for Kansas City, you know, hitting 46 home runs. I'm like, well, he's in another level too.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like I say, it's too many of them that you don't know where to finger on. And I'm
they're obviously eating their porridge back home, that's for sure. Lots of home runs. Like you say, some of the stuff that guy could do with a baseball glove was just insane. I remember watching him growing up and feeling the same way. It's like some of the double plays and a lot of the double play combinations that he was part of helped. Obviously, Roberto Alomar being a frequent collaborator of his. But yeah, top-notch athlete. Panda, that's everything from me tonight. Thank you so very much for joining us on the season finale.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Jason, do you have anything else that you want to go into with Panda before we wrap up?
I do. I have a closing question for Panda here. What is your most lasting baseball memory from all the years you've played here in Scotland?
Wow.
It could be a home run you had, or
a
winning hit.
To be honest, this season I stole myself 2 home runs. You can ask Paul about it. I put the fence too deep. I stole myself 2 home runs, so that's not a good thing. No, I think you know, like I say, you know, defensively I still have a bit, but I think I need to keep practicing with my bat because I need to do the damage on both ends. So that's something that I need to work on it. But yeah, I stole myself 2 home runs this season.
Yeah, but over your whole career, there must be one game you remember, like it just like everything. Every time you swung the bat, you just hit double after double, or you know, something like that. You'll have anything that sticks out in your mind. That just I just swung a hot bat that day. No, couldn't be stopped.
I tell you one. There was I was a Giant. I was playing against the Devils actually, and hardcore. I think that Rafael was pitching for us, and Bray was pitching for the Devils. And I think that was a game that I was like, God, this is gonna finish really bad because it was so tense, and we were fighting for every call, for everything we did. And, you know, they were trying, I remember they walked me twice on that inning, and I was really mad because I really wanted to hit, you know, but it was so tense, that game, that I don't know what happened. I don't even know how the game finished, but both teams, they were getting at it, like at the moments are Canos and Devils. You know, you can feel the tense between the two of them. And that's what I mean, you know, when I say the Devils, the golden era, you know, the Tristans and James and Chris and all those guys, you know, and you have on the side, you know, you have like Rafael Eloy, who is like 5'2", trying to fight with some of those guys. I'm like, just need to shut up for a minute. But I mean, you know, I think that was one of the games I'll never forget. I think that was really, really interesting. And I think that's when I thought that the guys I was playing with, you know, they were going to do whatever it takes to get a win. I think that was the game. I was like, yeah, I think those guys are ready just to fight for anything these days. So I remember that game like it was yesterday. We lost the game, you know, I think like it was like 8-2 or something like that. But it was the tense, and like everybody was chipping and, trying to encourage each other. And I was like, yeah, I think the guys are ready for it now. And suddenly, we just disappear from nowhere and that's it. But I will never forget about it.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that story, Panda. And thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate you taking the time out to come on the show. We knew you watch the show quite often. We see your comments. So
I know in the comment section today.
Also, Paul says you set left field deeper than Coors Field. So
I stole 2 home runs myself, and I wasn't happy about it. And Paul was like, "Did you know if you put the field a bit?" I was like, "Yes, I know." So what happened? The game after, I put the field shorter, and I never hit it hard. I'm like, this is not fair for me. Then come on. But hopefully next year I will try to get one at least.
Brilliant.
Get into that, but yeah, as you know, like I think that Paul have something been going on for the next couple of weeks, and Jason, you need to come out of retirement now.
I'm in the old timers game.
No. Hey, come on, like you see people over there, we don't know. There are a couple people in our team that are in the 40s, but we still got it. So you need to come out of retirement.
I'll come to the development of the game and I'll pitch the development of the game. That's what I'll do.
There we go.
You can throw out the ceremonial first pitch at the All-Star affair. How about that, Jason?
You have to like wheel me out my wheelchair and I'll throw it from there, right?
We'll get the wee golf cart buggy thing that they
there we go.
The games,
the
thing that they brought George Steinbrenner on then. I'll wheel you on. I can't drive, but I'll do my best. Either we'll make it or we won't. But no, thanks again, Panda, for joining us. It's been a pleasure speaking with you tonight. Thanks to everyone who watched. Thank you so much for everyone joining us all throughout season 3. It's good to be back. I managed to make it back for the last game of the last night of the season. Like we've kind of pointed at there are a couple of bits and bobs still to clear up. There's the Glasgow Cup game on October 10th. Like Panda suggested, there is apparently some kind of an All-Star day happening in Dundee, possibly, or somewhere else. I think there is one more Dev game to be played as well. I think it's between the Devils and Comets this Sunday. But I don't know what the ins and outs of that are because I've been missing in action for several weeks. And I certainly
I was even mentioning to Paul, well, I wasn't mentioning yet, but Paul, I know you're watching. You remember, Jason, when we used to do those games at the end of the season, the Latinos against the rest of the world?
Yes.
We need to have one of those.
Those are always fun.
I'm telling you, we need to have one of those. Because I think those games are you don't see that many. And I mean, you can see all the guys playing together and it's a very different atmosphere. And I remember those days you guys have like Gilberto, Julian and Gabriel. I was like, oh, this is going to be mad.
we found our format for the All-Star.
They were really good games. They were really, really fun games. It was really intense games. Again, everyone having a good time, but it was always fairly close.
Yeah. And I mean, because I Julian, Gilberto and Gabriel, they play with you, with the Cannons. And it was fun, seeing you pitching there. And I was like, okay, let me see what you're going to throw at there now. I mean, it's interesting. It's just like, I was like, I miss those games because it's kind of like you're playing with your little families over here. And I was like, okay, it's time to win again. I think we should do that more often, All
right. If we have another Latin America versus the world game, I'll come back and I'll play in that one there. So,
Paul, are you hearing? Somebody is coming out of retirement now.
Paul's commented that Jason, should join the Edinburgh Ancianos.
Ancianos, yeah, exactly.
Oh, the Ancianos, the old people. So, Paul, you're hearing? Number 18 is coming out of retirement. He's coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it will be good though because I would like to see you in the match. Just for. To remember all time six, and
exactly.
See how it's supposed to be back then, and after that, probably like you said, the golden era of the Devils, they can come down too,
Yeah.
We have the development, we have the Ancianos game, and after that, we go all
And the thing is, I have to pitch all 3 games. That was how it would work.
I don't remember. No, I remember the ones that we did. I think there was an All-Star. You pitched for both of you.
Yeah, I know.
I remember that too. I was like, why are you pitching to me? So you don't have a good pitch. You don't have pitcher over here, so you pitch for the other one. I was like, okay, fine.
You did right field that game as well. Oh, guys, thanks so much for tonight. It's been amazing catching up, Jason. It's been great catching up with you, Panda. Thanks again for everyone watching this season. We will, we'll potentially be back through the kind of autumn with a couple of bonus episodes. We'll see what we can put together, if there's anything happening.
There's definitely a couple of bonus episodes. We're going to go through some of the history of at least Edinburgh baseball and some Glasgow baseball. And we're just trying to track those interviews down. But we're going to take a wee break for probably 2 weeks here and come back and we'll let you guys know when we have these interviews. Trust me, there are definitely some interviews you're going to want to hear. That I won't say who it's going to be, but yeah, there'll be a lot of fun interviews.
Interesting.
Well, you can probably guess who one of them is there. Right? We have one semi-famous former canon that we were trying to get on the show.
Oh, I see what you mean. I know who it is already.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to get him last week. He was unable to do it, so he's got to fit into his uni schedule. And when we get that in, then we're good to go.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. That will be an interesting one too.
Yeah, he's not so little anymore.
No, I know what you mean now then.
All right, guys. Thank you, and good night, everyone.
A good night then.
Night, guys.
Bye-bye.